Welcome back. Today I'm going to add the preference window for our application. This can be done using the tab view controller. And I'm going to show this tab view using the sheet method. First of all, let me drag the tab view controller to the storyboard. The default one has two view controllers attached to it. Each one has its own view. In order to change the name appearing on the tab, we can go to the view controller by the attribute inspector and change the title here. Say I want to have more tabs, I can simply drag a new view controller to it here, and then drag from the tab view to the new view controller and choose tab items. Then it's added there. I'll change the name as well. The way it links up is by attach them in an array. You can see it from the tab view controller in the connection inspector. As you can see, the array looks like this. So the array order is also the tab order. And in order to show this tab view as the preference window, I can go to the toolbar here, check out the setting, and then drag from setting to the tab view controller, and using the sheet in the action set way. Once this is done, I can try running the application. Click the settings here, and the tab view is shown. I see the title of each tab, and since I don't have anything inside, it shows nothing here. But now there's a problem. This is shown, and suppose I have the preference settings inside, but I'm not able to close it. It is locked somehow, and in general there should be a done and cancel button. Done for confirmation, cancel for just discarding any changes in the view, so that I can dismiss this tab view controller. And at this moment, even doing Command Q to quit the application is not workable. So I simply go back to Xcode and stop the application, which is simply kill it. So let's make some changes in the storyboard. First of all, just to ensure we are viewing the right content, we simply add the labels in it. And then, for instance, I'm going to just set the cancel button in the first tab. And say I'm putting it at the middle. Let me set some auto layout to it as well. I need to link the cancel button to the program in order to dismiss the tab view controller. Be careful here, since we are now inside a particular view controller, which is part of the tab view tab items. If I'm just dismissing the controller, I need to dismiss this tab view controller instead of this view controller. The good news here is that I could easily access this tab view controller by using the parent view controller attribute. So let me first go to create a file for this view controller. Simply call it first tab view controller, which is a subclass of NS view controller, and I don't need the zip file. Save it. Then back to storyboard. In the first tab, set the class, and then open the system editor. I can do it by alternate click on the file, so the file opens up on the right side. Then I'm going to set an IB action here. Say dismiss tab view. There are two methods to dismiss any view controller. Both have a prefix of dismiss. I could do it the most direct way, dismiss tab view, and pass my own button to it. The button is here. Cancel may not work in this case because our current view controller is not the tab view controller as I mentioned. So I need to use some other ways. For instance, I could use the other two methods. One is the dismiss view controller, and then pass in the parent view controller attribute. While this parent view controller is optional, I need to unwrap it in order to work. In this case, it is somehow safe because we are sure that the view controller is inside the tab view. So I could simply click cancel and dismiss it. However, just in case like this view controller will be reused in other parts of the application, then I'm not sure whether parent view controller exists. I need to first check it, and there may be a bit too many codes in order to check. So I could use the other method called the dismiss controller and pass in the parent view controller. I'll correct it. It should be going to the parent view controller first and then dismiss controller. In this case, the optional check here is done by Swift already, and if it exists, and in this case it does, then it dismisses that particular controller, which in this case is the parent view controller. And we could pass our sender to it. There are some internal events, maybe needing the sender. Now, I click setting, click cancel. It does the same thing. So personally, I would prefer this way a bit more than the other. That's it for today, and we'll continue with the preference setting tomorrow.